Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, we'll perform z-test for mean using data analysis tool pack in Excel 2016 Office 365. And in another word, here we're going to be fooling Excel and you'll see why. So let's look at the problem we're facing, which is the same one in the previous video where we did the z&t test for the pit stop time using the z.test function in Excel. So it's the same idea. It's an auto racing. Pit crew claims that its mean pit stop time for 4 new tires and fuel is less than 13 seconds. We have 32 pit stop times given, and the assumed standard deviation is 0.3 seconds, which means the variance is 0.1089, which is the square of the standard deviation. Is there enough evidence to support the claim at alpha equals 0.05? Now, before we start doing it, let's go to the data analysis tool pack and explore what do we have and why we have to fool Excel. So if you look at the test that we have, the z-test here is for 2 samples for me. So Excel does not provide us with a z-test for 1 sample. That's why we have to fool Excel. And to do that, let's come over here and let's create another column. Let's call it a dummy. Put a value or 2 with zeros. And then we can go to data analysis and find the answer using this dummy as the second data set. But first, similar to the previous video, less than 13 seconds mean the mean is less than 13, which means we place it in the alternative, and the null will be greater than or equal. Less than 13 in the alternative means that we have a left tail test. So let's go now to the data analysis, choose the z-test to sample for the mean, and we're going to choose the first data set, which is our actual value. We're going to choose the second data set, which is the dummy that we have over here. The hypothesized mean difference is the difference between these two means. Since the mean for this is 0 and this is 13, so 13 minus 0 is 13. We enter it as here. The variance, as we said, it's 0.1089, and the second variance, which is supposed to be 0, but Excel does not accept a variance of 0. So if we insert 0 as the variance for the second data set for the dummy, since all the values are 0, it's going to give us an error. That's why here also we fool Excel one more time. And we insert a value close to 0, but it's not 0. So here Excel will read this value as it's not 0 because it has some value on the 5th or 6th decimal point, and it will not treat it as 0, but in fact for us it's a very small variance, which means it's almost 0. So I didn't choose the labels. Alpha is 0.05. Let's put the output over here and press OK, and you will get the result. So remember, the second variable range is the dummy, which is 0. The mean difference is the difference between the two means. That's what Excel expects. But since the mean of this is 0, so it's just basically what we have in the test value. Now remember to enter a value close to 0 for the second variance. Press OK, and you will see that we have the Z value. We have the p-value for one tail test, which is over here, and we have p-value for two tail test, and also we have the critical value. So if we look at comparing the p-value for one tail with alpha, which is 0.05, that means the decision will be reject the null hypothesis since p is less than alpha, and we conclude that at the 5% level of significance there is enough evidence to support the claim that the mean pit stop time is less than 13 seconds. If we use the critical value, this is the critical value, 1.64. Since it's left tail, we're going to take it as minus 1.64. And the test statistics is minus 1.66, which is to the left of that, which means the same decision reject the null hypothesis. So here we fooled Excel by creating a dummy to find the z-test for a one sample mean instead of two. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Look for more videos to come, and look for a video on doing a t-test for one mean using t-test for two means and fooling Excel the same way we did over here. Thank you very much.